Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of July 2021. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I will be using my original tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and then I will close out your reading, Sag, with a New Moon Intention Oracle card. It's a brand new Oracle deck I got from Sage Goddess, and I'm very excited to share it with you. I think that's it. You can see the cards are already starting to communicate. So let's go ahead and get right into it. What do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2021? All right, I have to say creativity is definitely on your side, Sagittarius, as we move into this new month of July. Definitely being creative is going to work in your favor, and it's going to bring some unexpected opportunity. So I hope that's something that you do embrace as we move into July. But let's go ahead and start with this Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups says that there's probably something you're working on right now, Sagittarius, that your heart is not into. And that's something that you're really going to have to change, or you're going to have to shift, because it is affecting other areas of your life. Maybe that's what's affecting the creativity. Here looks like there's a relationship there that just didn't quite, just didn't quite work out like what you thought it would be. But regardless, there's definitely a financial component to this, because you're doing something that is not heartfelt, it's not soul driven. It's not like your soulmate type of work or partnership or investment or business. So, it feels like work because it's not something that you're truly enjoying doing. Now, even if you're not working, if you're in school or if you're retired or something, there's something missing, okay? And this really has a direct impact on your finances, on your mental health even. But, we're trying to increase here. We're trying to expand our abundance. We're trying to grow our wealth. And if you're doing something that does not light you up, yeah, you can do that, but you're only going to be able to do it for so long before you get burnt out. So here I can see that there is some realization about that for you, Sagittarius, and you're starting to contemplate what your next move is going to be. You know that you want to be creative. People recognize your creativity. People see that you're very talented, skilled, and experienced and knowledgeable about whatever it is. The thing is that there is someone around you who's making it very difficult. I can see that with this Ten of Swords here. There's someone around you who's either not supportive, who's a negative Nelly, who just, they themselves are weak, and so they kind of interject that onto you. So Sagittarius, I have to say that once we move into July, all of this comes into your awareness. This comes into your feeling that you need to make a decision for something to change. Now, this may not necessarily apply to all of you, right? But I do feel like there's something that, in general, Sagittarius, that you're probably doing that you just don't want to do anymore. Okay, and it may not be as deep as a relationship thing, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of us who kind of get into that, where we're just like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this so long, but this isn't what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. Now, I talked about creativity here. We definitely have that with the Magician. The other thing about the Magician is that things can literally change once you decide they do, Sagittarius. You literally can take a magic wand, metaphorically, and everything can change on a dime. It's just you making the decision to do that, because nothing's holding you back. Just because you've been doing something forever doesn't mean you have to stay locked into that. Okay, Next, we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is telling me that you're probably afraid you don't know enough in order to make a change. You're feeling like you don't know enough about, I don't know, a certain business, maybe your investments. Maybe you feel like, oh, I don't know enough about money in order to make mine grow. Well, that's an easy problem to solve. Just go ahead and start diving into whatever it is that you want to learn about. The card of King of Pentacles is the card of financial literacy. So whatever it is that you want to do, make sure you take the time to learn about it. You don't have to, spend hours in the library or online, but you can take baby steps. Maybe you can read a book. Maybe you can watch a video online. Maybe you can have a conversation with someone you know who's very skilled in whatever it is, okay? But the only way to conquer this fear of not knowing something is to know it, is to take action, get educated, and start learning. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, whoa, and abundance. For the month of July 2021. What do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius? Okay. All right, Sag. So as we move into the second week of July, looks like you may be feeling a little discouraged and frustrated, but I have to tell you it doesn't last long. Things that were feeling a little bit, out of control, maybe a little bit off kilter, things really start turning around very quickly for you, and I can see that with this Chariot card here. It means that things really start picking up for you once you decide you're ready. Okay, so nothing's going to happen without you taking the first step. This is especially true as it relates to anything in your life pertaining to money and finances. You have to make that first move. But let me tell you, when you do, it's like full speed ahead. The Chariot tells us that there's no time wasting, there's no lack of effort, there's no lack of momentum. Things really just start moving very, very quickly. But again, it's all dependent upon you. So if you decide, oh, I'm going to start a business, once you do, the ball really starts rolling and things start showing up for you and things really start happening in a very positive way. Now, we also have this Queen of Swords here. Now, the Queen of Swords is that elimination energy. The nice thing about the Queen of Swords is that she gets rid of things very, how should I say, in a very courteous way, right? She's not rude, but she has a nice way of telling someone that their presence is no longer needed. Or maybe their contribution, while it was very nice, it's time for something different. Okay, so I have a feeling, Sagittarius, this could be you. Maybe you're in that position that you have to graciously tell someone it's time to move on or to move away. And it looks like you do that, when you are put in the position to do so. Next up, we have the Four of Pentacles. I like seeing that card in the reverse because it talks about, money is doing pretty good. Not that you have a whole lot extra, but at the same time, you're not scrimping and saving either. This tells us that the budget is balanced very nicely. You've got everything covered. You're being very responsible. You've got your savings taken care of. Maybe you put a little bit aside for your investments or your retirement. It just means that you really have a good handle on your finances, and it is starting to make you feel that much more secure about what your next move is going to be as it relates to your work or to your business or to your career or your investments. Now, I am picking up that there's some real estate stuff going on for a lot of you. Maybe some of you are starting to, look into real estate investing. Maybe some of you are buying your first home. But this card is telling me that because you're keeping your finances in order, it's definitely going to pay off, and you will see the benefits of doing that when you do decide to move into this real estate transaction, because your money is so meticulous. It's definitely going to work in your favor. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. for the sign of Sagittarius for July 2021. Ooh, nice. Wow. Okay. All right. Sag, once we hit the second half of July, things are really start rocking and rolling here. We have Temperance. That means things are a little out of balance, but it's only temporary. I can tell you that by looking at the other cards here. So if you're feeling a little frustrated, or if you're feeling a little off by the time we hit the second week or the second half of July, understand that that's normal. I think it's just something that happens throughout the course of what it is you're trying to do. Don't take that as something permanent, or that something is not right. This is just something that has to be worked through and dealt with as it comes up. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. You got 2 pages here, which tells me that there's going to be some information, some good news coming through as it relates to money. But because this page is in the reverse, there's a delay. So, you're probably going to hear that, yes, you got the job, or yes, you got the house, or yes, you won the money. However, there's probably going to be some type of a delay attached to it. And I can say that because we've got the Ten of Cups here and also the Death card, which is really good. So you're going to get some good news as it relates to finances in the second half of July. But like I said, the delivery of it probably just won't be when you want it to be. But don't worry about it. It doesn't mean it's coming. It definitely is. We've got the card of celebration, happiness, joy, contentment, positivity, all those beautiful things. So just be patient and understand that sometimes we can't control it all. But sometimes, delays work out in our favor as well. We've got the Death card. That is a huge transformation happening. I have a feeling, Sagittarius, that you just really step into this awareness, and it really unlocks all these things in your life, and things really start flowing in a very magnificent way for you. Really, you're going through some transformation here. You're going through a life-altering change, and it's for the better. It's not because of something negative that happens, but it's definitely for the better. This is going to have a positive impact on your finances, a positive impact on your career or your business, and definitely a positive outcome on your future. And it's one of those things that, you probably were not planning it to be so grand, but these changes really do happen in a big way. And again, there's some financial benefit, not only in the short term, but in the long term as well. I talked about the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is good news. That could even be an offer coming in. And we have the Lovers card right next to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you get engaged around this time. Marriage definitely has influence on finances and money for us. But for those of you who are not involved, or who are already married, or whatever the situation may be, you still got an offer coming through. And the Lovers talks about a divine connection happening, a very beautiful holistic connection where you really meet the right person at the right time. And it's like one of those soulmate relationships. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, and I'm not picking up that it's going to be romantic for all of you. But sometimes you really get those dream clients, or you really get those soulmate customers, or you find that perfect soulmate business partner, or you find that perfect supplier or that perfect vendor for what you need in order to take your business to the next level. It's one of those connections that really just happens in a very I don't want to keep saying it, but in a very magnificent way. And again, it just really just makes things flow. Money flows, opportunity flows, energy flows, abundance flows, ideas, creativity, all those things. So like I said, once we hit the second half of July, Sagittarius, it's almost like you just say, wow, it's like I just woke up and like stepped into a dream here. All right, let's see what else is going on for my Sag as it relates to money, wealth, finances. Prosperity and abundance for the month of July 2021. Okay, so as we close out July, Sagittarius, I'm seeing this card a lot for all the signs this month, the Six of Swords, and I'm really picking up that it's travel related. Some of you may be taking a trip. Because this card is in the reverse, I'm picking up that there could be some changes in the trip. Not that it's not going to happen, but maybe you have to postpone, maybe you have to tweak some arrangements, maybe you have to change flights or hotels or something like that. But it looks like some travel plans are going to have to be altered at some point. Either the travel is happening at the end of July, or you make the plans at the end of July for a future date, but then you have to alter or tweak those plans in some way. Next, we have the Seven of Cups, which means that you don't really have a whole lot of options at this point. Now, the thing is like you don't need a whole lot of options necessarily as it relates to your finances, Sagittarius. You just need one good offer. You just need one good option, okay? So if a lot of things don't seem to kind of be coming together as it relates to your money at the end of the month, it's okay. It's okay. Let it slide, because you kind of already got your perfect opportunity, I guess I should say, and don't feel like you're missing out on an opportunity, because you're really not. You've got the perfect thing for you at this time. Next, we have the King of Wands. King of Wands means someone's looking at you, someone's paying attention to you. Usually, I see this card when it's work, when it means that the higher ups are watching you for a good reason. They're considering you for a raise or a promotion, or somebody is considering hiring you, or somebody is considering reaching out to you because they want to work with you. It's definitely a good thing. It means that you are on somebody's radar, and I wouldn't be surprised if they reach out roughly around this time to say, hey, I noticed what you're doing, and I want to know if I could pay you to do that for me. One of those types of things. Now, we do have the Devil card here. The Devil card is unhealthy attachment. Sometimes we can get in our own way. Sagittarius, you're not alone on this, but it's something everyone has to deal with at some point. Looks like you may be attached to something that could be holding you back financially. Sometimes it could be addiction. Sometimes it could be toxic relationships. Could be old thought patterns, old habits. But you really need to examine where your money's going, and understand, is this something that needs to continue? Because there is something that is holding you back financially, and you probably are aware of it, and it's just one of those things, again, that you have to decide, okay, I'm going to have to let this go if I really want to take my money to the next level. Finally, we have the Empress card in the reverse. This talks about something that is planted doesn't quite necessarily mature to fruition. The other thing is there's also a maternal energy here. And sometimes that maternal energy could be a little bit domineering. Now, for some of you, this literally could be your mother, who is kind of getting overly involved in something of your, financial business to some degree. But not always. Sometimes it could be someone who acts as a mother figure, and maybe sometimes their energy is a little bit smothering. I'm picking up that this is more of a person as opposed to a circumstance. But, you just got to maybe that could be what is going on with this unhealthy attachment here. Is there somebody in your life who's a little bit too mothering, who's a little bit too trying to be overly involved in your life where he or she should not be? And they are coming from the place where I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to look out for you. I'm just trying to help you not lose any money. Well, you appreciate the thought, but sometimes that is just something that's not needed. So again, you'll have to examine, what's going on around you, who is involved in your life, who is trying to influence how you spend, how you save, how you invest, and kind of make a decision from that vantage point. But overall, Sagittarius, you've got a very, very, I want to say it's a growing month, because you have some things where you are just kind of up leveling, and then you are taking these giant quantum leaps into your next level. So I hope you're ready for it, Sagittarius, because it's definitely happening in July. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading, Sag, with a New Moon Intention Oracle card. This is a new deck from Sage Goddess. Well, I don't know if the deck is new, but it's new to me. I just got it. All right, so Sagittarius, you have card number 23. It is Healed Spirit. And it says, my spirit flies free, and I imagine a life of freedom for myself, unconstrained by time, place, or resource. I manifest my spiritual visions in the material world, bringing my body and spirit into deep alignment. Wow, that is powerful. Your stone for the month is fluorite, one of my favorites, and your essential oil is petitgrain sulfureuse. If I'm mispronouncing that, feel free to correct me. All right, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, please drop them down below. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll definitely do it all again next month.